against Schuylkill Valley after an exceptionally competitive match. Notably, those of you who know something about volleyball, notably the third game of that match lasted 45 minutes, going into overtime with an impressive final score of 34-32.
Wow.
So just in that game, there were 66 points scored, which is incredible. It was quite a game, quite a match also. Across all sports, our student athletes have made Littlestown proud through their effort, determination, and success. The fall season was filled with exciting highlights, from big wins to outstanding individual performances. And again, they shared a couple of those with Mason making it to the state tournament for golf, and some other fantastic achievements where Reach Rucker scored 100 points. We've had an impressive fall. Obviously all that truly showcases the strength of our programs. As we transition into the winter season, I'm very excited to highlight several facility updates that will enhance both the athlete and spectator experience. And a lot of these Gil mentioned as we went through, but I wanted to bring them into perspective from an athletic point of view. Our newly remodeled Gold Gym will primarily host junior high athletics. And with the completion of the front parking lot that Gil referenced, we are opening the athletic entrance for all events held in both the Blue and Gold Gym. Visitors will now enjoy added parking, a beautiful foyer displaying our district and state championship trophies, and a glimpse of our outstanding weight room, each a reflection of the pride we take in our programs and in our school. Additionally, our updated entrance is ADA compliant, featuring a fully functional elevator to ensure accessibility for all guests that are coming to our gymnasium events. Our winter coaches report that open gyms and workouts are going well, with strong participation across programs. The first scrimmages are scheduled for Saturday, November 22nd, and our first official games start on December 2nd, when the junior high wrestling team will complete in our renovated Gold Gym, and our girls basketball team tips off in the Blue Gym. We look forward to another successful and rewarding season, and we greatly appreciate your continued support in helping our athletic programs thrive. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Alessandros. Any questions on athletics?
Not a question, but I have to make a remark or two on this. Sorry. This guy just went through a very serious medical procedure with his eye, and this is his first day back. And I believe he was in some type of chair where he could see, and he was still typing, probably against doctor's orders, to try to get things, to close things up from the fall season and get ready for the winter. And there's a lot to do. Also, our assistant principal at the high school was out with an illness last week. So I want to say a special thank you to Dr. Becker, who ran the parent or the coaches meeting for winter sports, and then also the parent night for taking charge of that. And he was a lone ranger there at the high school for the entire week. So Nate Becker, thank you for your efforts in stepping up, and a great team effort. Jeff, it's wonderful to have you back, and we love your energy. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, that's it for our district updates. Moving on to the review of the November 17th regular meeting agenda. Steve with finance.
So we have a...
Wait a minute. Point of order. We haven't gotten to the minutes. There's a correction I have for the minutes as major. The 10/20/2025 regular board meeting minutes. In the October 20th meeting, I actually said I would like it entered into the meeting's minutes. I wanted to reflect in this meeting's minutes that I disagree with the way the minutes reflect what transpired specifically on the executive session statement. That was under the FP&S H3. Well, I looked at the minutes, and all I see is Suzanne Johnson's call out of a Pennsylvania Sunshine Act violation. There's nothing in there where I had made a correct statement that David Walker told me to make the meeting before that. I made it, and it's not in there.
Mr. Sullivan, I know I asked on my Friday notes for you to give us a heads up on that. I don't remember seeing anything from you.
Well, I'm not going to send it because it's deliberations, so I'm going to say it right now in a public meeting where like we're supposed to. We're not going to be deliberating in emails. I'm not going to get in trouble.
Correction of minutes is,
No, it's deliberation.
Mr. Walker.
It's deliberation.
I would disagree, it's not deliberation.
It is when somebody says to me, oh, we'll have to let the board decide. It's deliberation. It's already been done before. Carl Thompson tried to do it. I called him on it. It cannot be done. It has to be discussed. That's why we're here. We're here to discuss the minutes. That's why we're here.
Mr. Sullivan, if you would just listen to our legal counsel for a second, I'd appreciate it.
You would like to see a revision to the minutes, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. It's perfectly reasonable for you to suggest via email, if it's just you on the email, to either Al or Carrie to say, I think the minutes should say X. It would be deliberations if there were 5 or more board members on the email going back and forth debating whether it should be that. But if you're sharing those suggested revisions, and it's just you with the administration, that's perfectly permissible. And I think that's what the point is. My understanding is that's a more efficient use of time, because if it's something as simple as what you noted there, I would assume the answer probably could have been, sure, we'll add that in.
Mr. Sullivan, I even said please, and next time I'll say pretty please.
Well, in my defense, Mr. Walker, back when Carl was on the board, they made a policy to debate it in an email. And I said, we're not going to be doing it. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And we're not going to be debating it because they said, we want so many board members to say it's okay to change
Can
it.
you point us to the policy though?
There's no policy ever put in it. It's not illegal. It's not legal.
Well, then it's not.
It was done, I would contact Carrie back then, and she wouldn't change it because the board has to decide amongst all of us, all 9 of us, if we're gonna change it or not. That's why I stopped doing it. That's exactly
No, I
why.
think what they're saying is if you have a change, Carrie put it in there, and then we can all read it, and then we'll discuss it.
Or she can, Carrie can use her discretion to decide whether it's a minor typo or something of that nature. If it's something, I think we went over this whole song and dance at the last work session. If it's something that significantly changes the meaning of the minutes, that Carrie is not comfortable changing, she can then bring it to the board at the work session or the regular meeting, and we can debate and decide it in an open public. We don't have to do it for every little thing. So we would appreciate you respecting a reasonable request to provide that information to our administrators ahead of time instead of blindsiding them every month.
So
No, it's not.
President Lovell,
Yes, ma'am.
sorry, I'm raising my hand, but anyway. So on our last workshop session that we had, it was, I believe it was a workshop, it could have been the regular meeting. But our solicitor here had given us direction, had given the whole board direction in regards to minutes. And my understanding was that if it was more than just something simple, it still needed to come back to the full board. Well, yeah, it'll be in there, we'll all read
Which I
it.
said.
Yeah,
If it's
we'll all
something that
read it.
significantly changes the meaning of the minutes, he didn't send anything into them. And he's basically stating refusal to do so.
Okay, hold on a second. Anything that he gives her, we're all gonna read, and then we'll discuss it here. Whatever you want. I'm trying to talk, but it's fine. You guys have your own opinions and what you wanna say, and it's obvious that this is going in one direction. So that's completely fine.
Interruption on this listener.
No, yeah. Okay.
No, they're just saying, instead of this happening every time, just give it to Carrie, and then when we all go to read it, then we can just discuss it and move on, rather than have this discussion every work session. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what. So that's if it's a simple. Is this supposed to be comedy? Because
No.
this whole end of the table down here is laughing, and I guess it's.
Yeah, it's not, I don't think it's that hard to understand.
This is a simple change.
You're even chuckling. You're supposed to be leading us.
Well,
He is.
you're trying to pick apart everybody's.
I'm not picking apart anything. I still haven't been able to say what I wanted to say. I
You're more than
really
welcome
went
to
briefly
finish your
into
sentence.
everything.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to finish.
So our solicitor, who workshop, okay, gave us direction on this already. So if it's not, if it's something maybe simple enough, like, oh, you just forgot to include, you know, X, Y, Z, whatever, I got it, that's good, I have no disagreement with that. But when something is left out, or left off, or whatever verbiage you'd like to use, that's not as simple as just, oh, by the way, we forgot, or this wasn't included, maybe it wasn't forgot, it just wasn't included, for whatever reason, I'm not concerned with the reason, just that it wasn't in there. The proper way to do it is to bring it before the board. If it's something simple, I get it, and that's fine. I don't think that this was that simple, and I don't think some other things were that simple.
Well, there were many things last month that were, and Mrs. Mummer, as the board secretary, has the discretion, because she's the person that writes the minutes, to make changes to the minutes. If there, like we said before, if there's something that significantly changes the meaning, or significantly changes it to a point to where, at her discretion, she feels like it needs to be a full board decision, it can then be brought by her to the board to make that decision. If it's something that she wants to just make as a friendly amendment, she can just do that without us all having to deliberate on it and do this every year. Is that reasonable and legal?
Yeah, so one thing we could suggest here, and Carrie, tell me if this doesn't work for you, but if any board members have suggested edits to the minutes, this is the first time you're reviewing the draft. This is the draft minutes, they're not even public yet, right? This is the first time you're reviewing them. If you have suggested edits, this comes up for a vote at your next public meeting, and even at that public meeting, you can move to amend the minutes to state something else. So you have those opportunities to do that. But one of the things we can do now to make this all very clear is once Carrie provides the draft, we can either do highlighted changes by color, by any board member that suggests changes, or we can do like an errata sheet that has proposed changes that were received by board members, and Carrie can present both of those to the board. And if there's any issues, board members can say, yes, you know, Mr. Sullivan was correct, that was omitted, Carrie, please go ahead and add that, or no, we disagree, and this would be the time to discuss it. That way, all of the changes that any board member suggests are recorded, even if they're minor or friendly, then they're all recorded and the board has a chance to see them at this meeting before the next meeting. I think that would work too, unless that's going to be you.
Any comments on that?
I just want to say that it's been my understanding since I've been on this board that the workshop is where we come and we change things and discuss things. So far, the way I'm feeling, and let me speak here, this is a rubber stamp session. We come here, we just go through it real quick. You go through your curriculum, he goes through the FP&S, and we're just supposed to rubber stamp everything. And I'm not into the rubber stamping stuff. I want to come here and discuss things. And if that means I don't email and spend more time emailing and everything else, I thought we'd come here to discuss things. Why don't we just leave the minutes completely off the sheet if we're not going to come here and discuss them? Because my whole point is we discuss them here. That's why we're here. This isn't a voting meeting, but this is a discussion meeting. And if we're going to rubber stamp everything, why don't you just send us all an email and we'll all just rubber stamp every item on here and we'll be good to go.
So we have not rubber stamped anything.
We're rubber stamping everything.
I'm talking, please, point of order.
Well,
It's my
I was
turn
talking,
now.
I wasn't finished.
You were done. I'm not
Oh, what,
talking.
are you deeming me done?
So, you stopped.
You're deeming me done?
You stopped.
No, I didn't stop.
I'm making a statement.
Ms. Ressler's recommendation.
This board, since I have been on here, has not rubber stamped, and I take that very proudly that we have not done. We've had very long work session meetings to discuss things that are important for this district and students, not your personal agenda.
Mhm. Are you done?
Wait, if all we're asking is that Carrie can update the minutes before we get to work sessions so we can discuss it, why is that, that's not rubber stamping, that's her
It is
updating
rubber
the
stamping. When you come here to discuss stuff,
We
you
are.
should be discussing it, not just saying, just email and worry about it later. No, I want to discuss these individual things. I do. That's what we're here for.
Mr. Sullivan, I guess I'm confused. If it is something that, and this has been explained many times before, if it is something that is substantial, that changes the meaning of the minutes, then we will discuss that, and we will make those changes, we'll correct that.
That's why I'm here now.
I think all we're asking is a reasonable request, a professional courtesy, to give a heads up so we can move a little quicker and not torture people with 3 and 4 hour meetings.
Oh, so you want to shorten the meetings?
I want to be efficient, accurate and efficient is what I want.
Damn it, that's shortening the
No,
meetings.
no.
Yes, it is. I'm serious.
Be reasonable.
I'm not, look, I'm not the only one that's thought this. So, you know, you want short meetings means
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I'm willing to stay here as long as it takes to discuss this stuff.
Okay, we're gonna move on. Steve?
Yes, okay, so, we have a, Maple Avenue Middle School appraisal agreement with James Shiner and Appraisals. Is there any concerns about that? This is not a sale. This is not, there's a lot of stuff flying around, and this is all this is.
But I can make a comment on it.
Sure.
It's to conduct an appraisal, get a value of the building, so that the board, it just has all the options on the table as to what we want to do with the building. We haven't made any decisions as to that nature yet. This is just so that we can weigh our options and have accurate information.
Can I have a point of order again? Did we make a
Say
decision?
point of order.
Did we make a decision on whether we're putting that in the minutes or not? What I said was left out. I didn't, that's not clear.
That's not about a point of order.
Well, I'm trying to stop Stephen in his tracks for a second.
I do not believe there's any decision. This is not a voting meeting.
No, it's not a voting meeting, but we have to correct something by the next voting meeting, don't we? Where it's being correct.
So I would suggest
I'm
this.
sorry, can I just listen to Ruth give a comment? If you want
You're
to
trying
say
to have a
something.
conversation with me.
I
We can have a
wasn't,
conversation.
I was not.
So
Go ahead,
so
sorry.
I would suggest this, Mr. Sullivan, based on the way you initially described it, it sounded reasonable to me.
Okay.
I would recommend we send that language to Mrs. Munger,
Okay.
and then Mrs. Munger and the board leadership will confer on that, and at the next meeting, that we would, if it's in the minutes, great. If it's not, you have the opportunity to make a motion at that time for the minute to act. Is that sufficient?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Back to finance. We're going on the appraisal, and we're just gonna be weighing our options on that. So that's gonna be the vote to pay, to have an appraiser do that, and then report back to the board with the findings.
Okay, so,
I have a question.
Ms. Bayless?
I just want to know, am I correct in understanding that they're expecting 100% payment at the time of engagement and 100% retainer before the job is even started? And if so, I'm not sure if that's actually common practice. I'm sure that they usually get a percentage of the fee, but I'm not sure we necessarily pay the whole amount before we even get the appraisal back. Do you have any information in regards to that?
We have used this company, I think, 3 times now. The language states that they have yet to provide an invoice after they complete their report. Generally, the payment and invoice comes with their report.
Okay, it just says right here on the page, 100% payment, time, engagement, 100% payment of retainer prior to commencement. Does that mean it's before they start or no?
No, this is their standard invoicing. I would say past practice, they have, so we've used it 3 other times on appraisals. They have invoiced us at time of report.
Okay, do we by any chance ask any other appraisal companies to give us an offer of how much the job is on?
We did not based off of a reasonable amount shown on this appraisal.
Okay, thank you.
And if they don't uphold their end of the bargain and provide us with the appraisal for the terms of the contract, we have a very good.
Well, just, there's one sentence on the second page was I was a little concerned about. It just says, if they don't receive in a timely manner, complete within the stated time period, we don't receive it from you in a timely manner, any relevant information needed for the preparing of the records, how are we to know what information they're gonna need to be able to get it to them in a timely manner? That's all, that was my question.
I'm sure they'll request it from the business office.
Thank you.
Okay. On B, Dr. Almoyer kind of addressed this issue already, so unless anybody wants to make any more comment on that, we can move on. On C, is there any comments or questions on the Coke Company salt agreement?
This is every year, right?
Yep, this is a renewal. This is for the water softener installed at the school.
Okay. On D, the wrestling student activity account and transfer remaining balance to Littlestown Wrestling Booster Club. Any questions or thoughts on that?
I'll just say that this is a transferring, they have a student activity account open, which we maintain under our student activity accounts that's in your list every month. They're transferring this to the Booster Club, which is an organization of parents and coaches and that sort of thing. They run that, and that's basically all on their own. So, and they have that Booster Club already. They're just requesting to transfer the fund balance from the student activity account to the Booster Club and then close the student activity account.
Okay, and on E, 1, 2, or 3, are there any thoughts or questions on the revision on 2021?
Yeah, I think we should explain each one.
I would support that.
Which administrator wants to do
Tom, can you handle that one for us, or Judy? Or a combination?
Say ECI is our general contractor, so their scope of work would include, see all the general contracting issuances. Lobar is our electrical contractor, and JR Reynolds is our plumbing.